What's up everyone, my name is Saahil and welcome back to my channel. And we're done with 4 months of 2020 and I just want the next 8 months to just, fly by because this year keeps getting weirder and weirder. But apart from that fact, there were certain things in April that I really liked. So let's get into my April favorites. Now I know this is not exactly the time to shop and I did not shop. It's an essential product that I got. It's the protective mask from Wildcraft. What I liked about them, now see, we really do need masks because we go out to just buy essential services or do the essential work, right? Like do some bank work or something. And we have to have masks, and I think going forward masks will kind of become the way of our life and should as well. So I thought, why not get some nice decent looking ones which are still good enough, right? I love these Wildcraft ones. They're so beautifully shaped. So this is how they look. They have a nice string at the back, and here they have a proper like a metal thing to like actually tighten near the nose so that nothing can actually go in or get out. And this entire nice white layer provides like a nice ventilation, in the sense like if you wear a mask, right, you'll notice a lot of heat kind of gets generated, and because of this white thing, like I feel like the heat is not so bad or intolerable. Apart from that fact, they guarantee like 30 uses with each mask, and it's a set of 3 for me, so that's 90 for $200 each, so that's not exactly bad. And you can reuse and wash, of course their washing instructions, but these are really cool. Like I really like these. Okay, up next is a disinfectant cleaner by Amway. It's called Pursue. I think ever since I was a child in our home, I've always seen a disinfectant. But during these times, in Corona, especially when you get groceries from outside or whether it's cleaning your house or basic services, I think Pursue works amazingly. Like every time we get groceries, the first thing I do is put it in a spray bottle and spray it everywhere. It's also known to, work with viruses like hepatitis B, hepatitis C, influenza, and a bunch of others, and they've proven to be, effective. I love that I can just trust something like this, spray it on, and know that I've kind of, killed the virus and be far more relaxed in my head. My favorite game of the month, actually ever since childhood, one of my favorite games has been Sims 4. I love Sims 4, right? It's such like the stimulation game is so lifelike. You can create your own characters, be it yourself or be it anybody. You can create a family and then, have them actually live a life. They have needs like hunger, career, bladder needs, food, social engagement, fun, everything. And then, like you have to build relationships with other Sims, and, if you build a relationship to another level, like I had my Sim and another Sim, and I made them fall in love. Like I had to work towards my Sim falling in love with the other guy, and like then I could get them married. So I spent like a good amount of day creating this nice, cute little area, and this is like them getting married. And then you can build them a house. This is the house I'm building for them right now. I will share a picture on my Instagram maybe later once I'm done building the house, but this is what the house looks like right now. And yeah, like I've always loved Sims, and of course, like now is the time I'm not like really overworked. So it's a good time, but the annoying part is like that when I start playing Sims, I have no like track of time. Like I lose track of time like anything. That's how amazing this game is. So yes, I'm so glad that Sims 4 is back in my life. I actually downloaded it from EA.com. I will leave the link in the description. It's actually on 70% off. It's actually a $3 worth game, but right now it's for $750. And you can buy expansion packs and, have a city life, have an island life, and whatever you want to. So check out the description and maybe download it from there if you want to. I had 2 favorite films for the month of April, and the first one on Netflix is Maska. Manisha Koirala as a Parsi. Oh my god, I would have never imagined that she will be like, she'll be able to play such a convincing Parsi.
First, he will give up his mother tongue, then he will give up his mother only.
And along with Manisha Koirala, we have Preet Kamani, who kind of makes his debut, and we have Shirley Setia. And it's about the story of Preet Kamani, who's Manisha Koirala's son, who wants to become an actor, and to kind of, produce the film so that he can act in it. He decides to bring the Parsi restaurant his family has run for all these, I think, a century, close to a century. And just like, up the game of the cafe and sell it on a big price. And it's, of course, a journey of him realizing that he's actually a really good chef as well. He just never knew it. So it's a very Ghisa-Pita story that way, but I think the fact that they gave it a Parsi twist and you get to see the Parsi food and, actually see the representation of Parsis in a Netflix film or after such a long time was great. And Manisha Koirala, I feel, was like the biggest revelation. Like I wish she's come back to the industry and doing films, like be it in Love Stories or be it in Maska. I think she's done a fab job, and I'm so glad she's back.
अगर तेरे को film line में लुक्खा बनने का है, I will not give you a single penny.
And the second favorite film is Chris Hemsworth Extraction. Now I know the hype around the film was far too much and it didn't land where it should have. But what I loved about Extraction was the action.
Something's wrong. The city's on lockdown.
Yeah, no shit.
Like, it is so slick. It was so real. Like the way it's been choreographed, and it's so beautifully shot, and it's just amazing. So the story might not be that great, but I loved it for the action. Pankaj Tripathi clearly is a waste in the film. I mean, like, why did he come even for one shot, one scene? But Randeep Hooda is as good as Chris Hemsworth. I feel this film could extend into a franchise like in Mission Impossible, like a Jack Ryan, and his character could be one of those, well-known characters from these films which run across. This film, just for the sheer action, was fabulous.
Grab a hold of my vest and hang on as tight as you can.
Okay, the first service, honestly, during this time of lockdown, which has made my life so easy, is Provilac. Now, Provilac this is the bottle. It's a milk company and a milk product company. It is so good. Number one, it's actual like cow/buffalo milk. Like they source it from the farms and give it to us directly. So this is the raw milk that I buy, which I just boil so that I can make cream and white butter and ghee and bunch of other things like that. But every day, ever since the lockdown has begun, I think every day they have delivered milk on time without failure, which I think is fabulous. So I thank Provilac for such a great job. Also, the second service I'm really thankful to is Licious. Eggs have become easy to come. I can just call for a bunch of 6 and they keep coming. Also, their chicken, their meat products and their fish and everything is actually so fresh. Like, this is the time where you might be a little scared that, the chicken or the whatever the poultry stuff might be stale. But theirs is still as fresh. And again, the delivery is fabulous. Like, even if they run out of the stock, like they restock so quickly that like you can never technically run out of eggs or chicken or those kind of products. So I'm very glad and grateful to Licious and Provilac for maintaining such a good service through these times. Okay, so I never thought I will actually have a favorite YouTube channel in a month, but I think lockdown is bringing another side to us. But this one channel I've been completely hooked to is the V1M. Like I randomly came across it, and it was about how Sri Lanka's new $15 billion island will make or break Sri Lanka. And I was like, huh? They're investing like $15 billion into an island, and which turns out that Colombo has extended the boundaries across these years into the sea and made an island. So has Lagos in Nigeria, or for that matter, Cairo. Cairo is building a new capital altogether, 45 kilometers away from Cairo, which is about a $50 billion investment into a new capital, because they realized that Lagos and Egypt have been going into millions and millions of dollars of losses every year because of the kind of chaos and the lack of infrastructure they have. Or be it the fact of what are Hyperloop trains and what countries are looking into Hyperloop, or how the Dubai Creek Tower is going to be the tallest structure in the world, and all that kind of jazz, right? And it is so amazingly done. Like, it does not get boring in the middle, because, you know, a lot of people might not be construction people, but if you know from all my videos till now, like, I'm so curious. I want to know everything. And I actually love knowing anything which, you know, comes across my way. This YouTube channel is the love for April. And yes, my favorite show is number 1, One Day at a Time, season 4.
I want to talk to you about the female orgasm.
Not on Netflix anymore, of course, because Netflix cancelled it. But it's on Pop TV. But One Day at a Time has always been one of those shows which always tugs to my heart. And especially during these times, right, when I'm away from my family, missing my family, and it's a show about a family being so connected and having those banters and, you know, a little bit of a fight and friction, but still coming together and taking life one day at a time. So One Day at a Time, of course, is my first favorite show.
You walked in on Alex. He walked in on me.
Next up is Kanan Gill's stand-up special, Yours Sincerely.
What are you doing? Time pass. How is the show? Oh, time pass.
I have been waiting for it for so long, because I remember him promoting that he was doing Theater, which was a world tour, which is the same show. He's just renamed it to Yours Sincerely. And I feel his game keeps getting better. And of course, I'm not saying it because he's family. I'm saying it because after he did Keep It Real on Prime and he did now Netflix, I mean, I see an entire transformation of the depth of comedy, right? It's also like a kick in stomach towards the end, but it's a brilliant piece of work.
I weigh 100 kgs. Yeah. Which is not even a weight anymore. That's a shipment.
Okay, next up on Prime, 4 more shots, please.
Damini, अगर तुम जे को डेट करना चाहती हो, I'm fine with it.
Thoda action. Hello, mister. How do you do?
I do not care what people have to say about it. I just love it. The characters are so complex, and I love, like, you know, in a story, the characters are complex. But Lisa Ray is again fabulous. And her dancing to Rang Rang Mere Rang Rang Me, which is her own song during her wedding, is amazing. Or even Shayoni Gupta. I just think the clothes, I mean, it just sounds like a rant to me, but it's like 4 more shots feel like I love everything, be it the hotness of the men and the women, be it the acting of the characters, be it the way it's been shot. Of course, the budgets on this one are completely high. And I remember when season 1 came, I was like, oh, can I order season 2? And before season 2 ended, I already wanted season 3.
Oh, here we go again. We need 4 more shots, please.
Next up is Panchayat.
ऑफिस के सचिव हैं और सबसे बड़ी बात अपने ही कास्ट के हैं।
तो अपनी बेटी क्यों नहीं ब्याह देते उनसे?
अरे नहीं, उनका तनख्वाह बहुत कम है।
Now, Panchayat is one of those indie shows. Even if you don't feel like watching it, just watch it. Just trust my word and watch it. It has Neena Gupta and it has Jitendra Kumar of the TVF fame and the Shubh Mangal Zada Savdhan fame. And it's about this guy who's just become the secretary of the Panchayat of this village. And he's just figuring out his life and how to live every day in this village. And nothing ever so big happens in this village. There's just everyday, problems which come in this village. Be it like the electricity is not working, or that he got a fancy chair, so it's become like an ego thing with the Panchayat and with the Sarpanch and all that. So it's just common things. But it's hilarious, it's honest, so real. And I just think Neena Gupta and I am forgetting the guy's name who plays Neena Gupta's husband. He's great. And of course, Jitendra Kumar is just great. So I feel all these 3 things, along with the writing and everything, just makes for a very, very cool show.
हम कितना बार टीवी पर देखे हैं कि साहिल लोग के पंडित जी आके भूत को भगाता है, हालेलुया हालेलुया करता है.
Next up on Apple TV is Chris Evans starring in Defending Jacob.
We have some bad news on the case. The print we lifted from the victim is from your son.
I feel Chris Evans, just like Chris Hemsworth, after Thor, and Captain America have come to an end, need a new kind of outlook towards how, they're seen as actors and the roles they play. And I think this is a great, great role Chris Evans has taken. Of course, he's looking as brooding as always. But this guy who works at the DA's office, his son gets charged for murder. And for him, now it's, a fight for justice or for his son. Now, we also, of course, don't know if it's true that his son has committed the murder. It's like a very, maybe, maybe not kind of thing. But it's such a complex show. It's again shot beautifully, and the guy who plays Chris Evans' son, just like he's this undercurrent which actually provides so much tension. And he's like the underdog. Like, I think by the end of the series, everybody will be talking about how great he is as an actor, at least in this series. The only thing is, I just watched 3 episodes because of course Apple just like once a week and all that. So of course it will be there in my next month's favorite as well, and let's see how that goes. But I'm so excited for Chris Evans and Defending Jacob.
My only job now is trying to protect our son.
And last but not the least, Visible out on television.
I get a telephone call.
And my agent sends me this script.
And the character breakdown for the character of Taylor Mason said non-binary. Hello, I'm Taylor. My pronouns are they, theirs, and them.
It's a documentary about the homosexuals and their representation on television across these years through our culture, and the kind of situations homosexuals and the entire LGBTQIA community has had to go through. And it talks about how through these years it's seen our representation come out on television, and how so very important it is. Because television is just kind of, a medium where people, if see something, kind of accept it. And how initially, actually, when characters were coming out as homosexuals on screen, were just not liked or were just hated.
My dad threw me out of the house. The episode airs, and my phone rings. And it's my dad.
So, of course, these things, and it's documenting that, but I think it feels so good to watch it and see how actually the representation of the LGBT community has increased over the time, and it should keep increasing, I feel, because it's so important to build a world which is more acceptable and more welcoming, and in fact, I would also say just to normalize the existence of LGBTQIA.
When you see images that are reflective of your own life, it's a reminder to you that your life matters.
So guys, that's it for me. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I'm pretty sure there were certain things you liked in April, so comment below with what are the shows I should have watched which I haven't, so I will watch it in May and, maybe put it in my May favorites. And check out my last video here, subscribe here, and please stay home and stay safe.